How's it going, everyone? I hope everybody's doing great. David Fontana here. I know it's been a minute since my last video, but I have a new one for you now. My wife decided to kick me out of the spare bedroom where I had my office in a cozy corner. I considered it a cozy corner, but she wanted the room back, and I understood and I obliged. But now I have my own dedicated office space. That's not the theme of this video. It's actually how to build your own standing desk. I didn't have one before. I knew I wanted one. So before I could even start designing my office, I had to build that standing desk. And I am not a do-it-yourselfer whatsoever. So if I could do this, you definitely can do this. I ended up doing some research on Amazon. I found a pretty inexpensive standing desk base. It's called the Topski. I'll put a link to that below. And from IKEA, I bought like a butcher block table, stained it myself, and it turned out fantastic. So I really would love if you subscribed and put a like if you found this video informative, useful, and I won't talk anymore. Without further ado, here is the standing desk video build.
I began the project by gathering all the materials like stain, polyurethane, and brushes. Not having an electric sander, I took a block of wood and wrapped a low-grit sandpaper around it. This worked out great, allowing me to sand away any imperfections or divots in the wood. I made sure to not only completely sand the top of the desk, but the bottom as well. I also made sure to get the edges for that clean, smooth result all around. Finally, with a clean cheesecloth, I wiped away any excess sawdust before calling it a day with a well-deserved ice-cold Topo Chico to cool down. It was an unusually hot day for late winter. The next morning, I applied the first of 4 layers of stains, sanding in between each application. This took time since I had to allow 24 hours for drying between each stain. With the final sanding, I went a little heavy to achieve a weathered look to the desk. I then prepared to apply the first coat of polyurethane. This also took 4 applications with sanding in between, but it was well worth it to prevent any future scuffs and watermarks on my desk. I initially brushed the poly on, but found this pour and wipe method to be much easier and more efficient. Just be sure to use a clean cloth and take your time going back and forth with the natural grain of the wood. With the desktop completed, it was time to move on to assembling the standing base. For this, I proudly enlisted the help of my wife, who is the carpenter, electrician, and all-around handyman in our house. She rarely uses directions and just begins assembling things, a talent I both envy and obviously don't possess. After attaching the upper brackets that would support the desk, she moved on to attaching the floor rails to the legs. She then repeated this with the other side. All you need are the screws provided with the base, and if you're lucky, a really cool screwdriver like this one. We then pre-drilled holes under the desk to attach the standing base to the bottom and attach the standing base to the desk. Again, all you need is an electric drill and the provided screws. Before flipping the desk over, I knew I wanted to install a good cable management system, so I bought these inexpensive cable rails off Amazon. After attaching the rails to the back underside of the desk, it was time for the arduous task of hiding cables that might be dangling or loose. This part was not fun, but necessary for achieving a clean look. Remember, this doesn't have to be perfect since no one will see the underside of your desk. At last, the moment of truth had arrived. I pushed the button up, and the desk rose flawlessly. I pushed the button down, and it lowered whisper quiet. The desk allows for 3 preset positions, which was a great use to me since I work sitting, standing, and occasionally using a drafting chair. With my standing desk completed, I organized my desk, stepped back to admire the finished project. With nightfall upon me, I took one last proud look before retiring for the evening and dreaming for what would be my next project.
All right, so there you go. I hope you learned something. It was a lot of fun making that video, and I'm so happy to have my new standing desk. If you want to see a tour of the office, that's pretty cool too. Leave it in the comments. I'll make that video next. I know my videos aren't perfect. I'm learning. I'm new to YouTube. But all you guys out there that make these videos, all you creators inspire me, truly, truly. And I love supporting you. Hopefully you'll subscribe and leave a like and support me. Man, that would make me feel fantastic. So until the next video, I wish you all well, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.